Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And boy, this one's a hot one. It seems we're winning, or at least it looks like we're winning, and I certainly hope we are. For decent, right-minded people have complained, and their complaint has been listened to, and a show has been cancelled. A show that would be presented by weirdos, groomers, and paedophiles. I did a video a few weeks ago about this show that was going to be shown in the Theatre Royal in Bath, and I encouraged people to write and complain and, you know, maybe stand outside with placards and point to people going in to watch the show and calling them names. Well, the company that was behind that show also had shows in other places as well, and basically there's been so many complaints now that they've cancelled it. So it's a victory for normal people, for people who aren't paedophiles, for people who aren't groomers, for people who aren't interested in talking explicitly about sex to 5-year-olds, getting them to draw various parts of their body, getting to strip off in front of 5-year-olds. In the same way that transvestites want to go into ladies' changing rooms so they can strip off in front of children. They're all weird. They all need to be completely investigated. We need to look at their hard drives and, you know, browsing history. They need to be put on a register somewhere. But until that happens, we stand united and forthright in our condemnation of this shit. Anyway, I'm going to go down into my usual corner and we will have a look at this article and be content in the knowledge that at least this battle has been won. But we must remain vigilant. Anyway, down I go and we'll have a look. So here we are. Here we have the headline. Now draw a penis. Family sex show by theatre company that urges 5-year-old children to explore sexual pleasures and sketch their genitals is cancelled after backlash by thousands of concerned parents. And well done to the parents. We do not need this filth. Now, I'm not a prude by any stretch of the imagination, but I do think that when you're talking about 5-year-olds, you need to be very, very mindful of who is the parent here. And you've got this bunch of weird, misfit degenerates who want to talk explicitly about sex to a 5-year-old, who want 5-year-olds to draw sexually provocative images, and who want to get undressed in front of 5-year-olds. Think about that. Think about what these people are. Think about why these people want to do this. It is the left, and it is that continuing normalisation, attempted normalisation, of paedophilia. They want the alphabet community, the LGBT, run out of letters, but they want to add a P in there somewhere. They want that P in the mix. And that is why they normalise it. And one only has to look at Labour in the 70s with the Paedophile Information Exchange and Harriet Harman, their spokesman. Yes, the same Harriet Harman. The left just want your children. That's why they force socialism in at schools. That's why they bring in controls. They don't like freedoms. They hate the nuclear family. They want families broken up. It suits their agenda because it means they can get hold of your children. And they're dangerous, dangerous people. But we'll continue with the article. The so-called family sex show has been cancelled following a parent backlash. Good. Show urge little children to explore sexual pleasures and sketch genitals. More than 38,000 parents signed a petition calling for a boycott. I would have actually turned up pitchforks and flaming torches outside the theatres, placards pointing at people going in and calling them paedophiles, and calling the company that's putting this up paedophiles, and calling the management that allows this on their stage, paedophiles. The theatre company, called This Egg, slammed, and wait for it, slammed extremist parents in a Twitter thread. This company, this theatre company of paedophiles, child abusers and groomers, call parents who complain that they don't want their children to be abused or groomed or talked about sexually by strangers, they're called extremists. Can you get that? These people are dangerous. And these people are left-wing. This is the left. This is socialism. So let's go into this story in full. This is remarkable. How these people aren't actually in prison, I don't know. I presume it's because they probably haven't had their computers looked at yet by the police. A so-called family sex show that urges children as young as 5 to explore sexual pleasure and to try sexual practices and draw and label male and female genitals has been cancelled following a backlash among thousands of angry, concerned parents. Too bloody right. The theatre company This Egg, anal egg, has complained it has been forced to scrap its shocking show. It's complaining because it sees what it's doing as completely fucking normal. That's how dangerous they are. They see what they're doing as normal. However, I could just get too angry on it. I'm going to try and read it through before I lose my rag entirely. So, I will say that again. Theatre company This Egg has complained it has been forced to scrap its shocking show, which encourages young children to explore sex and sexuality, before it opened in Bristol and Norwich, after nearly 40,000 parents signed a petition calling for it to be axed. Writing on Twitter, of course it was, the group, which receives funding from the Arts Council of England, why? I hope that stops immediately. Otherwise, you've got the Arts Council of England being associated with paedophiles and child groomers. They claimed their freedom of expression had been cancelled in the face of anger over unsuitable sexual content for preteen children. They're complaining that they're not allowed the freedom of expression because of anger by the parents of children that they want to expose themselves to, talk about sex and get the children to draw sexual imagery. We're talking 5-year-olds. 5. Parents on website Mumsnet called for the police to investigate after it emerged that participants on the stage get naked for 5 minutes. Every single one of them needs to be investigated as potential child rapists. Every single one. The family sex show has openly admitted this, stating there is nakedness. Yes, at one point in the show, everyone on stage takes their clothes off to the level they feel comfortable to. For some people, that's taking off all their clothes and being completely naked. Yeah, and I bet they'd like to do it in the changing room with 1 or 2 of the children too. We are talking dangerous, dangerous, dangerous people. They need investigating. They need arresting. They need their whole lives turned upside down. And every single aspect of everything they've done needs to be exposed for the filth and corrupt shit that their lives must be. Its website contains material encouraging little children to draw and label vulva and penises and make them out of Play-Doh, and even to try sexual practices with their sexual parts. This is their website. That's who these people are. Now, there's a picture here. I'm actually going to put up right now this picture. So here's this picture. Let's have a look at these. Oh my God. Going from left to right, You got a man who's standing there, legs akimbo, getting ready for action. You got a woman on a plinth thinking, it would be nice to have a small child. You've got, I don't know what that is. She's wearing that rainbow top because she thinks she's Doctor Who, but love, you're bigger on the outside. You've got something in a wheelchair. You've got Dick Van Dyke from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang when he dresses up as a doll, only not as attractive as Dick Van Dyke, and just generally weird. Just weird. You've got the black woman who's wearing somebody else's pyjamas, and why she got blonde curly hair. That seems a bit like cultural appropriation. You've got, I don't know what that is, but it's wearing a tablecloth. Actually, I think we all know exactly what that is. And then you got Bob the Builder on the right hand side. Well, Jesus, does he look like a pedo? You call it. Anyway, back to the article. The website also contains advice on sexuality and gender pronouns and links to videos about how to become an LGBT ally. In other words, they want to force your children into weird sexual practices. On Twitter, of course, again, it's always on Twitter. These people are always on Twitter. This egg claimed that a small group of people with extremist views, 38,000 concerned parents, not a small group with extremist views. If you're a parent and you're not against that, you have extremist views. And if you're not against this, you need to be on the same register. It had forced the Tobacco Factory in Bristol and Norfolk and Norwich Festival to cancel its shows in May. However, an invite-only performance will be held at the Egg Theatre in Bath this month. Not if I've got anything to do with it, not if you've got anything to do with it. We could all be outside that theatre with the placards, as I've said. Campaigners, including Lawrence Fox and Dominic Samuels, called the cancellations a win for parents protecting their children. It's a win for children. It's a win for normalcy. It's a win for the decent people of this country. And here's some things from their website. What sort of things do you touch that make you feel nice and warm? Oh my God almighty. Oh my God. They're complaining. They are complaining. And they've put on Twitter, and I kid you not, it's regrettable that violent and illegal threats and abuse directed at the company and venues by a small group of people with extremist views has prevented families from opting to attend something that was transparent, consensual and legal. Let me rewrite that for you. It's regrettable that normal, decent human beings want to protect their children and have therefore stopped us from getting hold of those children and abusing them. Yeah, that's the correct interpretation of that. These people are sick. They are filth, they are scum, and they are sick. You know that on the show, they actually masturbate in front of 5-year-olds. Anyway, moving on. The decision has been made by many venues to cancel the tour of the sex show this spring. There will be performances for an invited audience at the Egg Theatre Royal Bath, ahead of subsequent public performances in the future. No, it won't, because I will actually drive to Bath, and I'm sure many will. We can get coaches, and we'll picket it, and we'll placard it, and we'll abuse the owners of the theatre, we'll abuse the company that's performing, and if anyone goes in, they deserve all the abuse they get, because if they're bringing a 5-year-old into that, then they need to have that 5-year-old taken off them and put into care. We believe, and this is the sexual paedophile sickos again, we believe that what has happened is reflective of structural and societal attitudes towards relationship and sex education, as well as art, cult. Having sex with a child is not art. Let's knock that one on the head. And who is allowed to create and what we are allowed to engage with in the UK. Yeah, they want to change their line. What we are allowed to engage with. That's where they're coming from. They want to change what they are allowed to engage with. They want to have sex with your children. These people are sick. On the left, you can tell they're Twitter. They're on the left. It's socialism. Taking to Twitter, furious parents raged, and I don't blame them. I have taught sex education to primary school pupils for years, following schemes designed by experts. Not one of them have talked about masturbation with 5-year-olds. If I talked to my class and told them to Google masturbating animals, I'd be sacked. Quite rightly. Another one said, "You've invited 5-year-olds to this, offered free school tickets. It is utterly abhorrent that you thought you could put on this show for children. I was horrified. Thank goodness it's cancelled." Another said, "I'm absolutely appalled. What on earth are you thinking? How to sexualise kids for adults 101? Parents, teach kids what they need to know when they need to know it. Leave our kids alone." Another, "Jesus, it's unbelievable that anyone gave this green light. Everyone involved should have their hard drives checked immediately. I've already called for that." And it goes on, and it's just bang, 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 bang. And they are the ones saying that they have been cancelled because of a few extremists. Nearly 40,000 people is not a few, and concerned parents are not extremists. And it goes on, and I've got to stop because it's just getting me so angry. But this is absolutely true, and this is the world we're living in, and this is the left. This is Twitter. This is socialism. This is people after your children. You have to remain so vigilant, and this is why so much homeschooling goes on now. You daren't leave your children with socialists, and the teachers at school are all socialists, and they're pushing this. Teachers push this. Anyway, I'm going to stop. I'm going to come up and end this because I'm just going to get so angry. So first of all, well done and thank you for everyone who signed that petition. You've stopped a few of the shows, but they're still going to go ahead with the one in Bath. I think we need to involve the police. We need to picket the Bath Theatre. We need to ensure that this show does not go ahead and that the children are protected and that no child enters that theatre. These people are dangerous, child grooming paedophiles, and you've seen the picture of them. They're not normal. They need investigating. They need locking up. They're sick. They're degenerate, and they're scum. We all need to get involved in this. We need to protect the children from people like that. If you like what you see and hear on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Definitely leave a comment. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, be vigilant, and goodbye.